You're one broken car away from financial chaos, one medical bill from maxing out your credit card, one layoff from moving back in with your parents. And if you don't have an emergency fund right now, you're playing Russian roulette with your entire financial future. You know what separates people who stay broke from people who actually build wealth? It's not income. It's not luck. It's having a financial safety net that keeps one bad day from becoming a financial disaster. You're watching MCubed Money Mindset Makeover. This isn't just a channel, it's a mindset revolution. Subscribe to elevate your money mindset. Elevate your life. Today, we're building your emergency fund blueprint, the one thing standing between you and financial freedom. I'm breaking down exactly how much you need, how to save it faster than you thought possible, and why this is the foundation that everything else in your financial life sits on. Learn how to break free from the cycle of debt and build a secure financial future, not just for yourself, but for generations to come. Subscribe to Money Mindset Makeover channel and hit the bell to join the financial revolution, my MCubed Mavericks. Let's dive in. Let's get real for a second. An emergency fund isn't sexy. It's not going to make you Instagram rich. You can't flex it. But here's what it will do. It'll keep you from spiraling into debt when life decides to punch you in the face. Think of your emergency fund as your financial batting helmet. Life is constantly throwing curveballs. Medical emergencies, car breakdowns, surprise job losses, your landlord deciding to jack up rent by 30%. Without that helmet, you're getting knocked out every single time. Here's a stat that should wake you up. Nearly 40% of Americans can't cover a $400 emergency expense. $400! That's less than a decent car repair, less than most emergency room visits, less than what your laptop costs. But here's the thing. You're not in that 40% because you're bad with money. You're there because the system is rigged against you. Wages haven't kept up with inflation. Housing costs have exploded. Student loans are crushing an entire generation. And traditional financial advice acts like we're all living in 1985, where a summer job could pay for college. We're not. The real cost of not having an emergency fund. Let me paint you a picture. Your car breaks down. The repair is $800. You don't have an emergency fund, so what happens? Option A, you put it on a credit card. At 22% APR, the average credit card rate right now, if you're only making minimum payments, that $800 repair will cost you over $1,200 by the time it's paid off. You just lost $400 to interest alone. Option B, you borrow from family. Now Thanksgiving dinner is awkward for the next 2 years. Option C, you ignore the problem, Uber everywhere, and spend even more money trying to avoid the repair. See how quickly one emergency becomes a financial death spiral? Now multiply that by the average person facing 3 to 4 unexpected expenses per year. Medical bills, home repairs, emergency vet visits, replacing a stolen phone, helping out a family member in crisis. Without an emergency fund, every single one of these moments pushes you deeper into debt. Your credit card balances climb. Your stress levels skyrocket. You can't focus at work because you're constantly worried about money. Your mental health takes a hit. Your relationships suffer. And here's the brutal truth. Companies profit off your lack of emergency savings. Banks love when you overdraft. Hello, $35 fees. Credit card companies make billions on interest from people who had no choice but to charge an emergency. Payday lenders are literally built on the backs of people without emergency funds. The system wants you broke and desperate. An emergency fund is your rebellion. Now I already know what you're thinking. This sounds great, but I can barely afford my rent. How am I supposed to save 3 to 6 months of expenses when I'm living paycheck to paycheck? I hear you, and you're right. The traditional advice doesn't work for our generation. Boomers could save for emergencies because their rent was $400, not $2,000. They graduated with $5,000 in student loans, not $50,000. They entered a job market where loyalty meant something, and pensions existed. We're living in a completely different financial reality. The debt trap. Student loans averaging $30,000 plus. That's a monthly payment eating into money that could go to savings. The housing crisis. Rent takes up 30 to 50% of your income in most cities. Good luck saving when your landlord is your biggest expense. The gig economy, no sick days, no paid time off, no benefits. One slow month and you're in trouble. The hustle culture lie. You're told to grind harder and work 3 side hustles. But you're so burnt out you can't think straight, let alone plan financially. The comparison game. Social media makes you feel like you're behind because everyone else is traveling, eating out, and living their best life. Meanwhile, they're also broke. They're just better at hiding it. You're not lazy, you're exhausted. And the system profits off your burnout. But here's what they don't want you to know. You don't need 6 months saved up tomorrow. You don't need to sacrifice every single joy in life to build security. You just need a strategy that actually works for your reality. Have you or someone you know ever faced a financial emergency that could have been avoided with an emergency fund? Drop your story in the comments. Your experience might help someone else avoid financial disaster. How much do you actually need? Forget the one-size-fits-all advice. Here's the truth. Your emergency fund should match your life, your risks, and your goals. If you're just starting out, lower income, high debt. Target is $1,000 to $2,000 at first. This is your I won't panic fund. It won't cover everything, but it'll handle the most common emergencies. A car issue, a surprise bill, a minor medical expense. The National Endowment for Financial Education recommends starting with at least $1,000 as your foundation. Once you hit this milestone, celebrate it, seriously. You just gave yourself breathing room that 40% of Americans don't have. Then aim for 2 to 3 months of essential expenses. Not your full lifestyle, just the bare minimum. Rent, utilities, groceries, transportation, minimum debt payments. If you're stabilized, middle income, building wealth, target 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. This is the sweet spot. According to health insurance data, the average annual deductible is around $1,466 for individual coverage and over $4,400 for family coverage. A solid emergency fund handles these hits without derailing your life. Factor in your job security, stable corporate job versus freelance gig work, your health and insurance coverage, dependents, kids, aging parents, pets, industry volatility, tech layoffs versus healthcare stability. If you're advanced, higher income, multiple income streams, target 6-12 months of expenses. If you're self-employed, work in a volatile industry, or have major financial obligations, more is better. A larger cushion means you can be selective about your next opportunity instead of desperate. But here's the balance. Don't let your emergency fund become a wealth-building graveyard. Once you hit 6 to 12 months, the rest of your money should be working for you, invested, building equity, generating passive income. The MCubed FastTrack Method, how to build your fund fast. This is where broke ends and ownership begins. You don't build an emergency fund by hoping you'll have money left over at the end of the month. You do it with systems, automation, and a little financial rebellion. 1. Automate everything, pay yourself first. Set up an automatic transfer the day your paycheck hits. Not at the end of the month. Not when you remember. The day you get paid. Even if it's $25. Even if it's $50. Automate it and forget about it. This is the set it and forget it approach to never being broke again. 2. The 10% challenge, M3 signature move. Go through your budget, every single category, and cut 10%, not 50%, not live on ramen forever, just 10%. Can you cook lunch 3 times a week instead of buying it? That's $60 per month saved. Can you switch to a cheaper phone plan? That's another $30 per month. Can you cancel subscriptions you forgot existed? Boom, $45 per month. That's $135 per month. Over a year? Which adds up to $1,620 in your emergency fund. 3. Turn clutter into cash, the reselling rockstar. Look around your apartment right now. I guarantee you have $500 plus worth of stuff you never use. Clothes. Electronics. That bread maker from 2021 you swore you'd use. Sell it. List it on Facebook, Marketplace, eBay, or Poshmark or Mercari. Research similar items so you price competitively. Write detailed descriptions and take quality photos. Every dollar goes straight into your emergency fund. 4. Side hustle superhero, income acceleration. Here's the truth. You can only cut expenses so much. But income? Income has no ceiling. Freelance your skills. Tutor online. Drive for rideshare, walk dogs, sell digital products, flip thrift store finds. This isn't about grinding yourself into dust. It's about strategically boosting your income for 6-12 months to build your safety net fast. Then you can scale back. 5. Track your progress, gamify your savings. Use a budgeting app. Check your emergency fund weekly. Celebrate every milestone. $500, $1,000, $2,000. Reward yourself in non-financial ways. A movie night at home, a hike with friends, a lazy Sunday. Seeing those numbers grow is addictive. It's proof that you're winning. Let's bring it home. An emergency fund isn't just about money. It's about peace of mind. It's about sleeping at night without wondering what happens if your car breaks down. It's about having options when life throws you a curveball. It's about breaking free from the debt cycle that keeps you stuck. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to save $10,000 overnight. You just need to start. Automate $25 this week, sell something this weekend. Cut 10% from one category this month. Small moves compound into life-changing security. You're not just building a fund. You're building a fortress against financial chaos. You're taking back control. You're proving that you're not a statistic. You're a MCubed maverick who refuses to stay broke in a system designed to keep you there. Up next, we're breaking down the biggest myth in personal finance, one that's costing you thousands. The video's called Timing the Market is a Costly Error Buffett Education. Keep hammering and continue watching. We love you, MCubed family.